You have a huge practice with a huge team and you're one of the top faculties in South India. Which rewards more financially?
It's so surprising that today a bunch of students ask me the same question.
Okay. What is the difference between CA students in Kerala, Tamil Nadu and Andhra in your view?
That's a difficult question to answer.
Why is it that we have very few ranks from South India?
What are ranks for really? So I genuinely feel like in South we create better chartered accounts.
So what is your style of teaching GST for students who are seeing you for the first time here?
So I've taken GST for the love that I have for the subject.
Yeah. When I used to go to Kerala for classes, I asked them, whom do you go for GST? If I asked 10 students, all the 10 said your name. I'm not joking just for the sake of podcast, but that's what I heard. So guys, finally coming to the great news I told you in the start. At the CA classroom, we always wanted to give the best to the students. Hi guys, so welcome back to another podcast with a very special faculty. And every student in Kerala will know this faculty. He is the Mohanlal Mammootty of CA industry in Kerala. And across South India also, I'm sure you would have seen faculty for GST. Welcoming Lijil sir. Hi sir.
Hello sir, thank you so much for inviting me.
Yeah, so thank you sir for coming. So to all the students watching, we have a huge surprise for you guys at the end of this podcast. But before that, what we're going to talk is, I want to share with you guys Lijil sir's journey and how he did CA and what he's doing now. There'll be a lot to learn for you guys and for me. So stay tuned guys. Hi sir.
Hi.
Sir, so first question sir, why did you take up CA?
Okay, that's an interesting question. Okay. See, I particularly liked numbers and accounts at young age. So I was pretty sure that I do not want to get into science. Then I looked at what is the best that I can do if it's commerce and things like that. And of course, the name CA comes as the topmost in commerce. So I'm somebody who has chosen CA. You wouldn't believe that at 8th standard. So when teachers in 8th standard used to ask me what do you want to become, I started saying CA. And in my classroom, in a small village in Kerala, hardly anybody knew what is CA. I always had to say chartered accountancy. I also didn't know, right? Only thing I knew that there is CA. I had an uncle of mine who was trying to pursue that at that time. So I heard that, okay, that's good. So that's how I ended up. And then, the moment I finished I also went and then did my 12th with a school which is quite far away, just to get the maths for my foundation. Okay. So I did commerce maths, and so
So you planned your CA well in advance.
I guess so, sir. I planned it well because I chose that pretty early.
Got it. So, sir, in my view, from what I know, I think in Kerala there are many CA faculties, but if there's one faculty who stands out and everybody knows him, that's you. So you've been teaching for almost a decade, little more than a decade. So after clearing CA, many people get into job or practice. I know you're practicing as well, but why teaching and why GST as a subject?
Teaching, sir, if you look at it happened to me. So during my CA time itself, I was always having that some kind of a liking towards taking presentations, kind of an oratory, related activities. So I always knew that, okay, I liked when I go into a stage and I do present something. Okay. And people used to appreciate, and I won a couple of, competitions relating to that. So it happened that, teaching accidentally happened to me. I always never thought, possibly for a very long time, I thought I will never become like a teacher that I am today. It happened that one of the friends of mine, he was running an academy as a manager, and one of his faculties fell sick. Okay. And I was doing my CA final at that time. Okay. So he came and asked me Lijil, can you do a small topic? And it was earlier the time when value added taxes was going on. He wanted me to do a 2-3 day kind of a session. And I did that session just out of my liking for presentation and stuff. I went and then presented that to maybe 50-60 students at that time that was there. And then what happened is that they loved it. Okay. And I loved it too. I loved the fact that, I was getting the response and they were scoring well. They kind of felt like in 3 days they studied everything. They didn't expect that because I was very young. I was hardly 21 and I was teaching. And then I wrote my CA final. I had a lot of time before I took up my job. And then I did take up a job. I was a banker for almost 3 years. And when I did that brief period of time after my final exams, and I was teaching because I had a lot of time available, I really enjoyed that process. I enjoy that, because of my effort, somebody is learning something, they're able to score. And I was able to handle difficult topics. I was always good at simplifying things and getting their examples done. Then I also enjoyed like the satisfaction that you get in CA, teaching. Correct. And stuff is like really good, yeah. Right? Then I got into banking, but I always felt something was missing. Like, the interaction, the fun that I had. I used to run for some sessions that comes in during the weekends, okay. When I was a banker. Then finally I decided I need to get back to my, teaching and then, take it a little more mainstream and things. And then one opportunity just came in, another opportunity came in, and then I just started embracing everything. Now today I think of a lot of tasks that I take up, teaching is one thing that I enjoy the most.
Sir, if I may ask you, it may be a little controversial or more awareness for students. You have a huge practice with a huge team and you're one of the top faculties in South India. Which rewards more financially?
It's so surprising. So today, a bunch of students asked me the same question.
Okay.
And I told them that, I told them a very cliche answer. I couldn't tell them,
okay.
how can I put it across?
Yeah, I don't want a number, sir, but if you have to pick, financially for someone seeing, is it teaching or is it the practice?
Sir, I'll tell you a longer take on this.
Okay.
Right? So, see, a lot of students who are looking into, they're all will be thinking about what is that they wanted to do after their CA. Teaching is like a great thing that they're, and that's the first level of interaction they have, right?
Yeah.
They don't see practicing CAs when they get into their intermediate or their foundation. So that's the first level of heroes that they have. So it's all about long-term, sir. So for example, if somebody is looking at long-term getting into creating an academy like the one that you are currently doing, teaching is a great choice for them particularly because they're building a passive income business out of it.
Correct.
However, if you look at teaching as like a, if I keep it in a graph and I'm putting like teaching as a, one graph and another practice as another graph, it would be like teaching would immediately peak because the hourly rate that you can actually get for an hour spent as a young chartered accountant, teaching is definitely going to earn you better.
Okay.
However, over the period of time, when your experience matters, there is always a cap because unless you can scale the whole segment, your per hour the earning that you do for teaching can take a hit and then it can come down. But practice is the other way around. Practice only has a upward growing graph.
It keeps growing.
It keeps growing because it's the team. But however, having said that, today with online coaching, the great scalability that it brings, it can have,
it can keep growing also. Yeah.
But then there's a very important point that you have to look at, sir. Like, it's very easy to be a practicing chartered accountant. And I believe it's super difficult to be a faculty for a very long term. And the students keep loving you for decades and decades. Yes. That doesn't happen with every...
it's very... out of every 100 people who choose to become a teacher, maybe only 10, 15 actually continue for long term.
Correct. Exactly, sir. Yeah. So that's I think the job which is more difficult is to become a long-term teacher. And the passion also, sir. Like you asked me an earlier question, sir. I'll come to that as well. Like why GST?
Why GST?
Yeah. So this also comes with it. Like say for example, I've had interaction with legendary faculties, especially in Chennai. I studied here.
Okay.
I've interacted with the best of best, and all of them I've been a great student for them as well. Interacted with them, worked for them for a while, and all of them have told me at some point or the other they felt teaching is monotonous.
Okay.
Like becomes like a automatic,
Got it.
They say that it becomes a cognitive task. Yeah. It's like driving, so you don't have to think about it. Then the fun sometimes goes down for some of them. So that's why teaching gets a bit of like non-enjoyable
after a long
period of time. And I had this fear, and primarily because even though I have an active consulting and other things, I believe that the reason I stayed in teaching for this long is primarily because of the subject that I've chosen.
Okay.
It's GST. So as we speak today, they're preparing 2 more circulars to put out. So there's been never a year wherein I said, okay, I'm done with my lectures. I'll just go and then deliver this for the next year as well. Never. Like one exam to another exam. Now you know that there is GST 2.0, and then I've already prepared enough materials to go and then deliver that to others. Like,
awesome. Like you keep learning and you don't get bored.
Correct. So that's the primary thought, I guess.
So, sir, you've taught in the topmost academy in Kerala. You've taught in the top academy in Tamil Nadu and the top academy in Andhra Pradesh. In terms of size and the number of students they've addressed, I call them as the top academies. They are present for more than 10-15 years now. So, I think you're the only faculty that I know who's taught in all these 3 academies, and you still continue to do so. So, I think you're the right person to ask, sir. What is the difference between CA students in Kerala, Tamil Nadu and Andhra, in your view?
That's a difficult question to answer. I literally don't know, because see, if you look at the students per se, I think the interaction that you have with them will be basically on how you behave. And fortunately or unfortunately, I remain the same. So my interaction with all of them remains mostly same. But what I observe is slightly different. So I've been taking classes for the largest period of time. Definitely would be in Kerala. I've been doing it for last 10 years plus in Kerala, and I've had I could say the generation of students, right? When I was very young, and I had students of my age itself sitting in my classes. And they found me as friendly. They found me as like, they could call me my name, and I'm still teaching them, kind of thing. Then comes the next generation. Now I have the ones who are like possibly the Gen Zs to teach, and then when I go for an intermediate classes, I have students who are like not yet 20, and I've entered my 30s. So that's how the class structure goes. Particularly, like if you look at from the way that they interact with faculties, I would tell you that I always used to tell this to my faculty friends. The most difficult place to be a faculty is Kerala.
Yeah, I can kind of guess.
So they expect a lot more than a faculty from you. Like, you should be a mentor, a friend, maybe a cricket player with them.
When I was teaching in Kerala, there was one cultural I was part of, and they said I have to dance. I've never danced in my life. So, I get it.
So I used to say that. But you would find the most enthusiastic students.
Yes, when I taught in Kerala, I loved the place and the students. Absolutely loved them.
It's the most enthusiastic students, and then great interaction you will have, sir. They will know you beyond as a faculty. They wanted a friend, a mentor. So that's a lot more fun for you, right? Like you immediately make family with them.
Correct.
And but if you look at academically, I mean, like I love, like the reason why every time I take a flight to Chennai and then come here is for the students. And I think I always feel like, the Chennai has that CA vibe, They wanted to get things. Like, I feel like when I speak, they're just waiting for words to come out of my mouth. That's the level of passion that they have for the subject. That I don't find anywhere else. And Andhra has been a recent market for me. Right? I had the privilege of that I speak both Malayalam and Tamil. So my interaction with them is a little more personal and stuff. And I'm learning broken Telugu. So now my interaction is a little more fun in Telangana and Andhra, that region. Now the region is new for me, but it's been 3 years that I'm teaching. I'm teaching there, that too at CA final level. They're very hardworking.
Correct.
You look at 3 different attributes to 3 different levels of like really hardworking people. And I used to tell this to my friends, like whenever I enter Andhra, I feel like I want to do a course.
You see that's serious.
That serious they are. That's amazing to see. Like, it's a different attribute at different things, but I love all of them.
So I hope all the Andhra, Tamil Nadu and Kerala students are watching. So an add-on question to this, sir, since you've seen students from across South India, why is it that we have very few ranks from South India?
I think that's something that we all should discuss a lot more. So I have a very different take on this. My primary take is that, like, what are ranks for really? Like, so I genuinely feel like in South we create better chartered accountants. I've had people coming to me and then interacting to me and saying that they would love to hire chartered accountants from South India. So that's one thing. But wouldn't it be a bad thing to have more ranks? I absolutely would love it. Definitely, I had students who have scored All India first rank also in all the levels. But if you look at the numbers, that's a fact that you and I have to accept and then see. And I primarily see the reason is that our students somewhere do not plan from day one for a rank.
Okay.
Like if I look at 100 students that we have here, maybe 5 or 10 would prepare. Everybody love to get a rank. I don't think nobody has any problem in getting a rank. They will wish also, but it's not like you're wishful thinking, right? It's not like, tomorrow if you wish, you will get a rank in CA. Yeah. It's a very competitive course. So it's about starting very early, and it's also about the level of detail that you go into. Like preparing for rank is the best thing that you can do with your CA examination, because even if you don't get a rank, you
clear the first attempt.
That's what we say, right? Yeah. So to do that, there is so much of the procedure that, or the routine that you'll have to plan, which I think are the South is slightly lacking.
Okay. So the mindset of South Indian students is little lower compared for a rank. Is that
I think the vision that they wanted, what is that they wanted to do. Like, see, there could be good and bad things about this. Like the good thing that I've told you, that they're a little more fun, they're a little more enthusiastic, and they love to go out and then do things better in so many other ways in life and in CA. However, if you look at to get a rank, they're not preparing from day one.
Okay.
Right.
That's the main reason.
Yeah, I also want to ask that question back to you. What do you think?
Sir, for me, I think in South India, students want to clear the exams more than learning the concepts in detail. So, I'll give a small example, sir. When I interact with students in North India, most of them study from study material along with some other faculty material. But here, I don't see a lot of students even touching the study material. They just go purely only with faculty book. And the in-depth they go, like students now prefer this fast track or exam-oriented batches rather than going for detailed conceptual learning. So, and rank is a different game altogether. The level of sacrifice and the preparation you need for rank is completely different, and nobody aims for it. They just want to clear, and the approach many students follow also is not right, I think. See, we do have ranks, but we're getting All India 23, 40, but not that 1 to 3, which I think...
Yes, and that too not consistently.
Correct.
Like, we are also a large group of people, and we are also very talented. We have great, kids coming from here. The approach, I think, is the biggest. From that day one that I was telling you about, that requires a change. And the study material part, I totally resonate with you. I see a lot of them asking me this question towards the end of the batch, like, can I just go with this, do a summary of it? That needs to change. Yeah. And then they need to aim. They need to start aiming for a rank.
That's one thing we want to work with. So, like, now me and like we're planning to see, okay, how can we bring ranks from South India? Are there students who are capable, and like they are capable, but are they ready with that mindset? So that's something I think we can work on. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. So guys, finally coming to the great news I told you in the start. At the CA classroom, we always wanted to give the best to the students. So I keep looking out for the best faculties. Not every faculty will be willing to come and join. I just asked Lijil sir once when we met over dinner, sir, would you be okay to join the CA classroom for GST? And in a second, he said yes. So I am happy to announce, guys, that Lijil sir's GST classes for CA Inter and especially CA Final will be there on CA Classroom. We are launching CA Final with sir's GST class. So happy to have you on the CA Classroom team, sir.
Pleasure is mine, sir. I've seen the work that CA Classroom is doing for the students. I'm extremely happy to be with great set of faculties. And the way that, you take out the whole ecosystem and then do the mental health support, I'm extremely happy that, I'm pretty sure that all the CA Classroom students, I'll be able to take their GST to the next level.
Definitely, sir. I mean, like, I've been teaching for 7 years, but it's only 1 year into the journey of CA Classroom as an academy. So happy to be working with you, sir. And like, whenever I ask students for GST, who's the faculty, especially when I used to go to Kerala for classes, I simply interact with them. I just went there for 3-4 batches. I asked them, whom do you go for GST? If I asked 10 students, all the 10 said your name. I'm not joking just for the sake of podcast, but that's what I heard. So, and guys, when I knew Lijil sir first was not when he's a faculty actually. I mean, we have to share this for sure. I keep telling this in my classes that we have to do paper presentation. It's very, very important. I have done just two presentations in my entire life. One in Vizag and one in Guwahati. During those days, during my CA days, there used to be some senior presenters, and they used to be like, there's one guy, Lijil, one guy is there. You know how many he has done? He's done some 20-30 presentations and chaired so many sessions. So they added me to a WhatsApp group of India's paper presentation group, and in that the admin and the head was you. So that time itself I was little scared. Okay, can I message him? Can I ask him? But I never messaged. So could you also share some light on what is paper presentation, and when can students take this up?
So primarily, if you look at, I'm immensely grateful for the ICI to have this paper presentation and the conferences. You can say that I'm a product of the national conferences ICI has conducted. The first time I did a paper, I did attend a national conference when I was part of Students Association. That's when I understood that there's something like this, and it just happened to me. Then I just tried one paper presentation because I also had some seniors who were, trying to write, and they gave me the guidance, and I wrote a paper, and then the conference selected me. They called me up, and from there, sir, I've never looked back. I've done so many paper presentation, and then I have addressed even 5,000 students in one
national conference.
Yes.
Where was this?
So this happened multiple places, sir. Not even one place. I've addressed in Hyderabad. I've addressed in Orissa. I've addressed in Tirupati. I've addressed in Bangalore. There's been you name the places that I've had been there. So all of this gives you a different kind of an experience altogether. And so I when you look at the conferences, now I do chair some of the conferences, and I see a lot of young talents coming out of it. And my first experience was also very interesting for me. So it's basically I was selected as a paper presenter, and I was a final student at that time, and the conference got postponed. And they still wanted me to come and then do a session. So the organizers called me as a chairperson. Because by the time the conference rescheduled, and then
you became from a student to
chartered accountant. So I became like one of these youngest chartered accountant to go and then do a chair for a national conference. It's been always a brilliant experience for me. Now I don't get that much of time, but for every student, I would say they should definitely try going for a national conference. It could change their life, not just as a paper presenter. I always used to speak about being a paper presenter, but I will tell them, go and attend one.
Attend as a student.
Then you would know, once you attend, it's like opening the door and then getting into it. Then you want to be there on this. And it literally killed my stage fear that I had in terms of the crowd. Today, if you give me a microphone, I can go there and then speak forever. Super. So these things that you would be able to experience only with the conference, because we don't have, as you look at the CA students, we do not have the opportunities like the MBAs or the others to take out our
presentation skills.
Correct, presentation skills, or just jump out of our comfort zone in these kind of areas. And national conferences it's a very simple process, sir. Like any student who's cleared their CA intermediate can go ahead and then write a paper. Board of Studies have announcements of all the national conferences. I think 20-30 conferences per year is happening.
Per year, yes.
At bigger centers, smaller centers, they call it as conclave and things like that. There's a large fund that Board of Studies allocate towards it. There are great speakers who are coming and then being the mentor for the session. They get training out of the session. They can travel across. ICA even gives you the funds to travel.
I was about to see that. For students who feel like, how can I go there? You get to meet students in other locations, and ICA sponsors your travel and stay and food.
Yeah, correct. So there are conferences where they take you in, and it's also about visiting different places, right?
Correct.
And your firm gives you leaves. So it's a great opportunity. And I made like at least 100 and 150 friends. Just through that journey. So one big thing is that if I go any town in India today, or any of those students comes to Kerala today, they call me up. We still connect as family. I'm saying family. Yes, it's as close as that. So that opportunity is that camaraderie that you get. A meeting of these different people, that itself is an experience. Like today, when I look at, I'm a chartered accountant. I have practice and consulting, and I need to call somebody on some other experience. I mostly call my paper presenter friends. They are experts in different things. Like you said, that the group that we have.
The group, So if I say CA Lijil as a faculty is born out of the paper presentation.
I guess so, sir. I believe so, sir. That's one of the reason why I reach at the place where I am today.
I mean, we actually urge students to take up paper presentation, especially if you're in your articles. So back to subject, sir, and in CA classroom, having you in GST faculty, I know how you teach, and I'm sure everybody watching knows, but to hear from you, how do you approach GST and what can students expect in your inter and final classes? Like, for example, there are some faculties who teach exam oriented, some teach concept and exam oriented. So what is your style of teaching GST for students who are seeing you for the first time here?
So I've taken GST for the love that I have for the subject, sir. So if you look at, I used to teach a little more number of subjects, and I've chosen GST as the paper that I wanted to go and then teach, and it's like over the period of time you master your skills, right?
Yeah.
So I always believed like taxes are like, especially a subject like GST should not be taught like a theory topic, right? I mean, like, it's not like, you wanted 10 topics and then they want to by heart and then they should go and then appear it. I get the advantage of being a practicing, CA, that, whatever I'm teaching in classes is something that I'm practicing outside.
Yeah.
So I always connect what is there in the classroom, in the books, to what is there out there. So my primary thought process is very simple, sir. It's not like, I just go ahead and then, give a little, a lot more than what they require for the exam. My thought process is that first, they should be curious about the subject. Like GSTs, again, for me, I think you would say the same for accounts and law and then what subject that you're saying. I think that's, I say in the classes also, GST is the most interesting subject that I ever come across. One, the thought process in each of the sections, the subsection, the clauses, are been going through a lot of thoughts. And look at it, it's the latest 28th century law.
Yeah.
Right. This is what, and GST is like the biggest reform that they brought since independence. So there's so much of thought that they have gone through, and I never thought like India would go through something like this. So it takes a lot of practice into what is each of them connects to. So when you do that, I believe that they don't need to really go ahead and then have to by heart anything. So they connect to the provision, but that's not enough. So I connect and I teach them, I understand. So they do not get the marks for just understanding the subject. And I believe that at the same time there should be enough practice. So my approach is that, sir, every topic that I take, and I take a flow of the topic. I ask them why you're learning this. What is the thought process of the government while they were drafting this law? What is the law? What do you interpret from the law? So I always used to tell the people that the moment you understand the intention of the law, then you are only learning the provision. Then you should interpret the provision, right? Then you look at all the levels of question that can come in. So I always used to say that from the classroom to the examination hall is what you should do. And ICA, sir, if you look at, I'm particularly talking about inter, ICA has a pattern of asking questions. So it's all about you, while you read the topic, you understand how they're going to test.
Correct.
There's so many topics that they have given for your understanding also. But they're going to test it. Like one subject will be connected with another two.
Correct.
And GST is a cumulative learning.
Very much.
Right.
Yes.
So you cannot learn in GST one chapter. And people used to ask me, sir, can I skip this chapter? I'm saying like, how can you skip the chapter? You cannot skip a place and then read somewhere, right?
Exactly. So I mean, nowadays people do this selective study of learning only a few chapters and skipping a few others. I mean, like, do you recommend that for GST?
Never, sir. Never. And the way that, a lot of students think that when ICA is reducing the number of papers, CA is going to be easier. Why are they reducing the number of papers? They expect you to study and spend more time in each of the subject.
Exactly.
That's a primary objective, right? And they're giving you time to go through the topics over the period of time. That's the whole purpose of SPOM and continuous learning. And a lot of students think that, okay, now what I have to do is just go for an exam-oriented batch. Just do that alone. There are people who comes and ask me like, sir, can I have like this, 20 hours of learning about GST? I said like, what are you asking about? Right?
No, it's not a BCom exam.
And what is that? What is that you're going to do with it? Like after your inter, you're going to come into like one of the firms, like including mine. And they will ask you questions about GST, right? You didn't understand the whole purpose. So you should have an overall understanding of it. You should also go and then analyze each of the topic, then get the fun out of it, right? No?
Correct.
Get the whole detailed understanding so that any question comes in. That's the level of expectation they have. You can see what happened in the September exam on the recent exam is an example that we have. And the previous exam also, like every 3 exam, there is a very tough exam that they're planning in.
Okay.
So I believe that my approach is also that that's why we have everything structured. We have a regular batch which is very detailed. Then from regular batch, I ask people to come to the workout batches.
Workout batch.
So it's not like you come to the workout batch directly and then go and
Exactly,
appear.
that's what I believe in. Even at the CA classroom, sir, like it's not like you take only the workout. You learn the regular first, and for revision, come to workout for solving more questions.
Correct. So I tell my students who have attended classes, be it my classes or some classes, then you come to the workout.
Got it.
Now you know the basics. I don't have to tell you what is GST, what's the context of GST. Now I can connect you and then bridge that gap between you and the exam. Super. That's what I do. And my approach is completely different, sir.
Okay.
And final, I believe anybody who's saying that you just go through the exam oriented batch, it's kind of a crime that you're doing to them, right? Now, what is that ICA is expecting you to do? The CA course is defined for you to become a practicing chartered accountant.
Correct.
Not for you to become somebody who's going to serve you in a specific area.
Exactly.
Right? The course curriculum is defined for practicing chartered.
Exactly. Yeah.
After you qualify, I'm expecting you to practice, go to an appellate authority, go to a tribunal, argue on the law.
Yeah, that time we can't be like, I skipped a few topics.
Yes. I cannot say that. So sorry, I wouldn't be able to do because I skipped the chapter, right? I will have to ensure that you understand 100%. So my lectures for CA final is very detailed.
Super.
Right? That's why, sir, if you look at the last examinations, the one who has that patience, I tell people that, if you're a serious learner, come to the classes. So those are able to score 70 plus, 80 plus. Those kind of scores are the ones that gives you the happiness, right?
Exactly.
You know that, they're becoming an expert. Yeah. So the love that we have given, then they are preparing and then they're asking questions and they're working towards it. That's the approach that we require, sir. And that's what I'm expecting to do with all the students that we have in CA classroom as well.
Definitely, sir. I mean, it's a honor to have you in the team, sir. And to add on to that question, sir, my last few questions is, now a lot of students are having this thought that because AI has come into the space, are we going to lose career options or is CA going to lose value? So what's your thought on AI in the space of CA now? Like, do students still have scope or it's going to die down in some time?
That's the buzzword, sir. We need to have a high level of conversation about AI.
Okay.
I think we've been already doing it with members. Now we should do it with students as well. And today also somebody from the classroom came out and then asked me the same question, like, what is that AI is going to do with the CA and the curriculum? What is going to be our future? And I particularly believe if you compare any other institution that we have in professional scheme, you take global one also, sir. You take ACCA, CPA or CFA or anyone. ICA has been the front runner in AI. You know that we have already finished, I think, at least 300 batches.
Okay.
Not even sessions, I'm saying, sir.
Okay.
300 batches of AI for CA course by ICI.
For qualified CAs or students?
For qualified CAs.
Okay.
They've just launched something for...
I'm new to this. So we can go join this course with CA Institute and take this up.
Yes.
So I'll do this right away.
You should do, sir. Okay. Everybody should get through that particular course. It's brilliant.
Okay.
It takes you from the base, the advance of Excel till whatever is the AI tools that you have. And
so it's like a certification course in AI for CAs.
It's a certification course with an exam.
Oh, it's an exam. Oh, that's awesome. I mean,
so
that will motivate me to
every day you have an exam because they wanted to ensure that the CAs are also serious about this learning.
Got it.
And you look at, sir, I see the people who are very senior.
Okay.
They take the front seats in that AI for CA course.
Oh, it's an offline class or
it's an offline class.
Oh.
It's an offline class. There are people who go residential and then take it up. And it's only level 1. There is level 2, level 3. They're just exploring it because AI is
residential also.
No, I mean, like, there are people who travels, like, say, there are courses that happens in Center of Excellence and places like that.
Okay, I'm telling you now, sir, I'm seriously going to do this and I'll let you know once I do it. It's a new learning for me. Yeah.
And AI is something that we have taken up seriously.
Yeah.
And it is going to be a life changer for all of us. Like, AI is the most important change that we would experience in our lifetime. That's
very
what
much.
I'm believing.
Yes.
So it's something that every student should start using.
Yes.
The moment they clear, I tell people, like, they should use it definitely to study as well.
Yeah.
It improves. It's the world's best self-learning tool at the moment.
Correct.
However, sir, the moment they clear their intermediate exam, their use case is going to explode into numerous because their work is going to be AI driven. So today, I believe that I have two type of assistants. One, I have article assistants, and I have AI assistants.
Very much. Yeah.
So both of them does brilliant job. I ask one person to help me with something that is automatable and things. The other person gives me the emotion and the thought process and the brilliant communication to clients also. So I think as a AI generation, we should more like embrace AI, sir.
Yeah, and accept it and learn.
Correct. Yeah. And I feel like it's a tool. Like, sir, I used to tell this to a lot of students, because the moment they get into CA, they have this inertia. They feel like we came to CA because we don't like technology, right? And I used to tell them that, are we telling you guys to become coders who are creating AI? Engineers have already done that.
Yeah, exactly.
So I used to tell people to get the benefit of the electric bulb. You don't know how electricity works. All you have to know is like switch on the lights and it will give you lights.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes.
It's just that. So there are so many AI tools that is available there, and you don't have to also be like too worried about things.
Okay.
Right? There's always been worry. So years back, sir, when big data came in.
Correct.
When data analytics came in, then blockchain came in. They said like the whole accounting is going to be automated.
But we adopted and we continued.
Yes, we are going forward in the race, sir. Like when technology came in, we thought we were going to lose the job.
Exactly.
Especially, sir, now the more people who are worried more is the engineers who are coders and people like that, right? They think that most of this job is going to be automated and they will not have to. But sir, what happened? With AI, I think more tech jobs will be created.
Correct, like the prompt engineering and how do you give prompts.
And plus even sir, like you can get more things done.
Correct.
Right. So, sir, if I have, it's like this. I mean, if we invent a new ways to travel, are we thinking like, okay, now that we have found out something beyond cars and these things, we are not going to be like lazy, like, because we're going to get so much of time. Say, for example, if I'm traveling from Chennai to Bangalore in 5 hours, tomorrow you find an opportunity of bullet trains and you're going to reach in 2 hours.
I'll take that.
Right? People are not going to like, relax for 3 hours, right? They're going to do 2 more trips.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah. It's like that, sir. AI is going to come. We are going to do more things. Yeah. And they're now talking about, sir, $1 $1 million company.
Yeah, I've heard of that. Right? Just one person with employees or
and stuff. Right. So accounting and auditing is going to explode, and we are going to have new areas. Like AI is going to be used for auditing, and we are also going to have technology related audits.
Correct.
How do you trust AI? I mean, like,
very much. Yeah.
So it's going to be that new areas is going to come in, and I think we should embrace the whole change. And I'm more of that.
More excited for that also.
Yes, I'm excited for the future, and I think our students should be even more excited because they have more number of years ahead.
Yeah, very much, sir. So, sir, just one final thing. So, students will think that since you're from Kerala, is your class going to be in Malayalam? I know it's going to be in proper English, but your thoughts of what language do you teach GST and duration of your class?
Sir, my classes are definitely in English, and that's the most comfortable language that I speak. It's going to be, there are 2-3 types of classes that I do, sir, like I've told you. Like if you look at CA Inter, it's a detailed English only classes, sir. And it goes about 110 hours for a regular session, around 70 hours for a workout session, wherein once the regular classes are over. And my CA final classes are around 185 hours.
Yeah, you need that for final.
Yes, that's a long session, and around 120 hours for the exam oriented batch.
Super.
This is the structure of my classes, and everything is purely in English. But you can always ask me doubts in Malayalam and Tamil, and a broken Telugu that sir is teaching me.
Superb. Thank you so much, sir. It's a pleasure to have you in CA classroom. And that's about from my side. Anything that you wish to ask?
Thank you, sir. Thank you for calling me. I have one last question that I want to ask you. And I've asked you this couple of times when we met as well. Like, I'm a huge follower of your Mind Company. I think we met long back, and I asked you at that time itself. It was a very interesting thing that a chartered accountant is into mental health. And I'm also very passionate to see that, your venture is going great. And I follow you closely on that. So I have a lot of students that I have interacted physically in the past. People calling me, at different point in times. I want to understand, like, what would be 2-3 things that as a student they have to keep in mind, especially when they're going and writing their CA inter or CA final examination.
Sir, so I'm sure you know that a lot of students reach out to us saying, sir, we are going through a lot of things. So this CA is one of the most toughest professional exams in the world, I would say, leave alone India. So when somebody is preparing for such courses, it's a huge lonely journey, because apart from classes, it's a lot of self-study in their house. So when you're idle studying in your house, I'm sure you go through a lot. Some days are very good and some days are not good. So at that point, that's how Mind & Company came in, not just for CA students, but for anybody going through mental health challenges. We provide them support. But for students, what I would like to communicate is, like, these 3 things is something which I wish I followed back then. Someone told me. One is, please take care of your mental health, and whenever you don't feel motivated, work on it, like ask for help. Second is, if you feel you're in a toxic workplace, in articleship or in any relationship with any person, let it be a girlfriend, boyfriend, or a friend's thing, share and open up about it. And don't go fall into the pressure. Like, I've seen so many students in articleship where there is so much pressure at workplace, they get taken advantage of, and they're like, sir, I'm not able to cope with this. So talk back, or at least have an open conversation with your principal or your friends. And third important thing I would tell CA students, sir, I think this would be the most important thing. You may be fine, but people around you may not be fine. So if you see your friends or peers slightly acting a little different, just talk to them and help them out. So if you helping someone else today, maybe you will get the help back some other day. So that's about it.
Kindness is a boomerang.
Yeah.
Perfect, sir.
That's it, sir.
Precious,
Thank you so
sir.
much, sir. Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir. I know it's a great conversation.
Thank you.